unfortunately, it's going to be a huge hit, I think, to their ego. And, what they don't want to do is be like, they got it right, we got it wrong. But Toto is clearly laying that foundation right now, saying to the media, I got it wrong, we got it wrong, we need to take this on the chin. Next week, we're going to show up with a Red Bull car.
How bad do you think it feels for Mercedes to have one of their customer motors,
Yeah.
their motors in a customer car, dominating them?
Yeah, doing great. Putting the brake. That's tough for them, obviously. I think it's like an aero thing. Like the fact that the aerodynamics on the Aston is competing and beating your supplier, that's bad.
Yeah.
To the point where Toto this week, or even leading into the race, said they've got to fundamentally change the car. And it seemed like he jumped to a pretty harsh conclusion, but he was like, this car ain't it. They were only a few tenths off coming out of quali, and still he was like, we need to change the whole car, or they're looking to change the whole car. And I think that will result in short-term setbacks. It'll be pretty aggressive for the next few months. I think it's going to suck. I hope that they just show up with a whole new car. I want them to just completely change it, but
they can't spend $470 million anymore.
Yeah.
So things have gotten a little tough.
Yeah.
I was saying this to my buddy Rob this morning when we were watching the race. I was like, if this was 5 years ago, they would have just been like, nope, scrap the car, start from scratch right now. Let's build it in 2 weeks, and they would have it done.
Yeah.
But they can't anymore.
No.
And you kind of heard Toto say that, where he's like, we have to stick with this. Like, I still have faith in this concept.
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't know.
Say okay.
I think clearly their motor's great.
Yeah. They have the power.
Mercedes makes a good motor for sure.
They have the power. I think that's the biggest issue is just the design around that power. They clearly can push that car, and it's reliable. Shout out to Ferrari. And I just think they need to upgrade into that and push the design philosophy into what everyone else is doing, what Red Bull set the trend for. So unfortunately, it's going to be a huge hit, I think, to their ego. And what they don't want to do is be like, they got it right, we got it wrong. But Toto is clearly laying that foundation right now, saying to the media, I got it wrong, we got it wrong, we need to take this on the chin. Next week, we're going to show up with a Red Bull car. I don't think they're going to do that.
We're going to be a Red Bull customer now.
Yeah, I think the aero is going to change, and they're going to have those side pods pretty soon. I don't know how soon, but I think eventually that's going to happen. I just don't think this car is flowing the way it needs to flow, and that'll be that. And then the power will be the power, and let's see how that gap closes to Red Bull.
You really think it's the side pod that's doing it all?
I obviously, me, I'm not technical enough to know exactly what's doing it, but to me, that's the biggest difference, is just the overall fundamental design philosophy of Mercedes with the no side pods. The way the arrow just looks completely different to every other car on the grid.